This is a perfect game for any time. We're playing with David Clements, the game, Election 2020. It's unbelievable. This has everything in it. It's fun. It's got truth in it. It's got a chance to tweak your liberal friends and please your conservative friends. It's a family-friendly game. This is amazing. David, I'm just loving this game.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. You know, so we actually got a card that we tried out with the red team over here on the trigger card. So now we just went ahead and pretend that we rolled the dice.
And land on hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy.
Perfect for the donkey. All right.
Now there you'll have to draw a corruption card.
Okay.
And so right here you'll have a corruption card. We choose truth over facts, and that's a quote from President Biden on the outside of the card.
He really said that, didn't he?
Yeah, and so the question that you would get if you landed on that space, if you pulled the appropriate card, is this. When asked by CBS News if he regretted telling the American people not to wear a mask, Dr. Anthony Fauci replied, A, this is just the first of many lies I'm going to be caught in. B, I don't regret anything. We had a serious problem with the lack of masks for health providers. C, yes, it was wrong to lie. D, I've been working on my fastball. Now, folks that have been following him know that B is, in fact, the correct answer. But for folks that may not know, they can click once again on the card, get the QR code there, and it'll bring up a mix. And let's see what we've got here. You've got a video here, so let's just click on this one and see what comes up.
So, Fauci's handlers thought they'd have him throw a baseball pitch to try and look more credible. Let's see how that worked out for them.
From Baseball 2020, we get a real good feel for tonight. And now one of the more well-known Washington National fans.
So, yeah, I mean, no matter what you pull, you're going to get something that's, you know, again, we're not big fans, at least in the Clements household, of Dr. Fauci, but at least we can have a laugh at his expense.
Well, you've got the Russia hoax, you've got the China virus, the Summer of Love, and campaign follies. I mean, this game gives you the opportunity to not only laugh at the problem, but to learn and prepares you, because we're going to have other elections coming, and we have to address the very serious issues here.
I agree. Yeah, so keep working the outside game until eventually you get into the weeds of the inside game, and that's where things start to pick up. So you'll have your inside game cards, you'll have a different set of instructions, and you're basically just trying to battle to get to be the next president or resident in chief, depending on how you got there.
You know what I love about this is this game allows you to play a board game, which my family loves, but it also allows you to hang with your phone or your iPad or tablet or whatever, because people are looking at that all the time. This is like looking TikTok videos or Instagram, only all good. There's no cat things in here. This is all funny and all good, and yet it's all true.
Well, I mean, just by way of that card we just pulled, I mean, we just watched one clip. You have to understand that each of these mixes that come up, you've got at least 6 to 7 different files that you can pull out of there and watch. So, I mean, you could, in theory, play this just using the board. Get your points, get the outside game, inside game. But you could also just spend all night watching the videos together as a family. So this is something where, you know, as a teacher, as a former teacher, you want people to learn, you want them to have fun, but you also want to have the community. And one of the biggest distractions for bad guests are for people to be distracted and pick up their phone. Well, now when they pick up their phone, there's a purpose for it. We can redirect their attention to learning.
I love the clips too. They're chosen, they're short, they're insightful, they're humorous, and I love the avatars that are used. I mean, everything about this game is cutting edge. I've never seen a game like this. In fact, owning this will be like owning, you know, the first Monopoly or the first board game of any type. This is revolutionary for education, for fun, for entertainment. I love it.
And what really surprised me is that when I played it, I did a test run, I was just giggling. I'm not one of these people that giggles and laughs a lot. I was just, you know, I was happy. And so I think that what we want to do is, if we're going to have to deal with the depressing facts out there, let's have some fun. Let's put on our armor. Let's go out there and red pill some people.
Yeah, no, it's great. And the idea is that if we can get enough people commonly aware of the things that took place in 2020. I don't care. I mean, when you hear Chris Krebs say the most secure election in history, that is so bogus. And you've proven it with audits that you've supported and so forth. It's just simply not true.
It's not. So there's this cognitive dissonance between what the talking heads, and that's something we need to bring up here. You notice that every one of these videos you have just a talking head, right? And so we're used to people just telling us what to think, how to think, but reality, as we've seen it, just does not line up with statements from Chris Krebs or from Dr. Fauci. And the opportunity here with this game is to pull up real-time clips, things that we can remember, revisit history, and assess the credibility of Dr. Fauci, assess the credibility of Chris Krebs. And I think that's going to awaken many, many patriots out there.
Oh, and absolutely. I mean, we mentioned the Mandela effect earlier, that people don't remember exactly what happened. The media is trying to get people to forget that there ever was a Russia hoax. You know, and yet all the documentation proves it. But you need something like this. Now, the clips that you've got, have you stored them in a secure way so people can always access them? We don't want this information to disappear.
Yeah, some stuff, like you'll find a Tucker monologue, 7 minutes in length, was up one night and you can't find it. Well, we found it, we've protected it, you'll have access to it. Other things we want to have flexibility to. So, you know, if there's some cultural thing where someone sings the national anthem, it's just beautiful and it was on YouTube, let's just put it in there.
The game opens with the national anthem. I love it. It's patriotic. Mm-hmm. I love it. It's factual. I love the fact that you can play and you win. You have to win the inside game, which is just like real life politics. This is what families should be playing together. Over the holidays, for anniversaries, for birthdays, this is a perfect gift. It's something every family should have. It's one I want on my shelf because I'm going to point and say I was one of the first owners of this. I was one of the first people to get this brand new. I mean, the mixes, everything about this is revolutionary.
When I first was presented the idea of the game, I said I'd buy the game just to have the box, just to put it on my shelf as a conversation piece, because you've got things like here that, you know, Hunter's laptop is not included in this board game. You know, certain things that just stir a chuckle. But to my delight, when I open it and start playing it, one, I actually help consult and vet to make sure that the election stuff is right on, spot on. Right. We curated these clips very carefully to ensure that people have the real-time video of the Ruby Freemans of the world, people that are pulling out ballots from under a table. All that stuff's in here.
Where did we get this game?
Electionfun.com.
I love it. On the QR code that's even on the outside of the box, you can go to a mix that will show you all about how the game works, all about why you want to own this game. Last question. How do you win the game?
Well, you got to buy it to win.
Yeah, you got to get the game in order to win the game. No question about it. This game is maybe the cultural event of the year. I mean, just getting it, you've got to own it to win it. So get the game. I'm so excited about what this is doing for America. This is Kevin Freeman from the Economic War Room.
Visit the electionfund.com website to purchase. That's electionfund.com. Enter promo code 2020 for special savings, and you'll be getting the game of the year.